Welcome into the recap of the Cubs' 5-4 loss to the Giants Saturday night in San Francisco. I'm David Kaplan. I'm not going to break down the whole game. Again, we'll give David Ross tremendous credit. His club was down 5-0 in this ballgame, and they never quit. I'm telling you, David Ross is a really good manager. He just doesn't have a very good team to manage right now. But I will give David Ross a lot of credit. Cubs down 5-1 in the ninth, got it to 5-4, had the tying run at second base, and were not unable to get the tying run in. Ian Happ grounded out to second to end the ball game. But beyond that, I'm not going to break down all the plays from yesterday's game because it really doesn't matter, because the team is going to change and look so different in the next 72 hours. My discussion point for you this morning is, so last night was Will Clark Day for the San Francisco Giants. Remember Will Clark, the great first baseman, crushed the Cubs in the '89 playoffs, and he's a legend in San Francisco Giants history. He's on the field being honored. Guess who some of the speakers were? Kevin Mitchell, great player, thinks of himself as a Giant. Mike Krukow, longtime Giant broadcaster and Giant pitcher, also pitched for the Cubs before he went to San Francisco, been there forever. Also on the field, Buster Posey, longtime catcher who retired, former manager Bruce Bochy, and guess what? One of the speakers was Barry Bonds. My question is, okay, I'm not saying the Cubs should have kept every guy that they had over the last few years, from Rizzo and Baez and Bryant, and now they're going to trade Contreras and Ian Happ. My point is, if you ask all those Giants guys, why'd you come back? Because they think of themselves as Giants. They think of themselves as San Francisco Giants. Barry Bonds, he has a presence out there. Again, I'm not a Barry Bonds guy, but Barry Bonds did amazing things for the San Francisco Giants, and they welcomed him back, and he is around the organization. Sammy Sosa? Crickets. Can't get Sammy Sosa there. Do you think if you really ask the Rizzos and the Baez's and the Bryants and Contreras and Happ, and when all these dudes are gone, Jon Lester couldn't even frickin' retire here. He had to end up in St. Louis. Washington, that's where he finished his last year. Yes, those guys will look back fondly on what they did in 2016. But do you think they look at the organization and feel the same way that some of those guys in San Francisco feel? Let's use the Cardinals, who I despise, as an example. Yadier Molina. When he started to decline, did they get rid of him? Or when their team wasn't as good 7, 8, 9 years ago, did they trade him? We better get prospects in here. No. Yadier Molina will retire as a St. Louis Cardinal. How about Adam Wainwright? It's not like this guy's racking up Max Scherzer-like numbers, but he's a really good pitcher. Guess what? He's in his late 30s. They keep signing him. My point is, certain organizations do things a certain way, and what I'm seeing from the Chicago Cubs continuing to tear this thing apart again is embarrassing. You're better than that. And if you're not, you better learn how to be better than that, because that's what great organizations do. Have a great rest of your day. I'll be back later today. It'll actually be a Sunday night baseball game, Cubs and Giants, as the Cubs will face Carlos Rodon. Have a great rest of your weekend. Great day. Take that.